Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 1-3 of October-November 2017. So let's move on to question number 1. So given that y is equal to this and x is equal to this, express y in terms of x. So you see tan here and you see sec square theta. Now what do we know that can relate these two together? So if you go to your formula sheet, you will have this equation. So let's write this down. You have sec square x is equal to 1 plus tan square x. Now we can, as you can see here, we can replace this value by this value. Okay, so let's try that. So here you have y is equal to 2 times 1 plus tan square x. Now if you expand, you will have 2 plus 2 tan square x. So here we don't have x, we have theta. We can just replace it in the end. So for now we can just play with we have to change this, sorry. So because it can be confusing, because here we have x, we don't want to confuse with the angle. So let's change this to theta. This is tan square theta. Now here we have tan theta, so tan theta is equal to x plus 5. So what is tan square? Tan square theta will be x plus 5 square. That will be x square plus 10x plus 25. Now replace this back right here. You will have 2 plus 2 times this. That will be x squared plus 10x plus 25. Now let's expand. You see, what do you have? You have 2 plus 2x squared plus 20x and plus 50. That will be 2x squared plus 20x plus 52. Okay, and that will be your answer for y in terms of x. So y is equal to 2x squared plus 20x plus 52. Okay, that is question number 1. Now let's move on to question number 2. A curve is such that its gradient at the point is given by this. So gradient is what? It's just dy by dx. Is given by this equation. Given that the curve passes through the point 0, 9, this is your x and y value, find the equation of the curve is find the value of y. So as you guys must know by now, to find y we have to integrate dy by dx. So let's do that. So y is equal to integration of dy by dx, which is 10 e power 5x plus 3 with respect to x. Now let's see what do we get. So that is 10 e 5x divided by 5 plus 3x plus c. So we have to find, let's simplify, 5, 10, that will be 2 e 5x plus 3x plus c, that is y. Now we have this point 0, 9, this is x and y. Let's replace back in the equation, we'll see what we get. So here we have 9, 2 e power 5x, that is 0, plus 3 times 0 plus c. That will be 9 equal to, what is e power 0? That will be 1. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 0 plus c. Now the value of c is equal to 9 minus 2, that will be 7. So finally your value of y, your equation of line of the curve is this 2 e 5x plus 3x plus c, which is 7. And that is your answer for question number 2. Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. So find the set of values of k for which this equation has no real roots. When you see no real roots, you have to think about b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. That's what you need to think about. Now, this is a, this is b, and this is c. So let's write it down. A is equal to k, b is 3, and c is equal to minus 4 plus k. Now we have to replace these values in this equation. B squared minus 4ac. B squared is 9. minus 4 times a, which is k. C is minus 4 plus k. That should be less than 0. So let's expand and see what happens. So you have 9. That will be minus 16k, and so minus become plus. Sorry, plus then become minus 4k squared less than 0. Now let's try to rearrange this. You will have, if you send everything to one side, you will have positive k, so 4k squared minus 16k and minus 9, and you have to change your sign to become this. Now let's find the critical values of this equation. So 4k squared minus 16k minus 9 equal to 0 to find the critical values. So we have two brackets. 4k squared is 2k times 2k, and 9 is so let's see, how can you get this? So you have to have 9 and 1, because 2k times 9 is 18k. We have to have minus 18 plus 2k to get minus 16k. Now k is equal to minus half, or k is equal to 9 over 2. So these are the critical values of k. Now we have to find the values of k for which this is true. So if you look at this curve, it is positive. You will have a shape like this, right? Now these two values here will be minus half and 9 over 2. And here we're looking for values which is above the line. So above will be on this side and on this side, which means k has to be less than 1 over 2, or it can be more than 9 over 2. Sorry. So this will be your set of values for k, for which it has no real roots. And that is question number 3. Now question number 4, we have the graph y equal to a cos bx plus c has an amplitude of 3, a period of pi by 4, and passes to the point this. Find the values of a, b, and c. So first thing, amplitude is just the value before the sign, which is this one. So a will be 3. That is pretty easy. Now for the period, so we have t as your period is equal to pi by 4. But now how do you find period when you have a cost function? You have to do 2 pi divided by this value, by b. It is giving you this. So how do you find b? So first let's simplify. Here we have, so let's bring this here. So we have an equation, pi over 4 equal to 2 pi by b. So pi cancel out. So we have to cross multiply. You will have b is equal to 8. That is your value of b. Now next thing will be value of c. So how do you find c? So now we have this equation, y is equal to 3 cos 8x plus c. So we have to use this point to find c. So this is your x value, this is your y value, right? Now for your y, it is 5 over 2 is equal to 3 cos 8 times x, which is pi by 12, plus c. So let's see, let's use radians. So we have to use radians. Mode is radians, so 8 times pi over 12, cos of that value, times 3 will be this. So basically now we have 2.5 equal to minus 1.5 plus c. So from this we have c is equal to 2.5 plus 1.5, that should be 4. Okay, so that's it. Your value of a is 3, value of b is 8, and value of c is 4. And that is your question, part, I think it's number 4. Yeah. So we have to find this integration. So pretty easy. We have a linear factor inside and we have a power here. So that will equal to, first that will be the same, minus 10. So we have to add 1. So what is minus 3 over 5 plus 1? That should be 2 over 5 divided by 2 over 5 and then divide by 7. So that will be 7 hex minus 10, 2 over 5, that will be divided by 14 times 5 plus c. That is the integration of this value. Now moving on to the next part, here we have, given that we have a limit now, this is supposed to give you this value, find the value of a. So pretty easy. So this is going to give you this 5 over 14 times 7 x minus 10 2 over 5 limits of a and 6. It's supposed to give you 25 over 14. So the first thing we can do is we can take out this value. So if you take it out, so we have 5 over 14, and then you have 7x minus 10, 2 over 5, between a and 6 is 25 over 14. So 14 can cancel out, 5 become 5. So right now we can expand this. That will be, first one is value of a, so 7 times a minus 10 power 2.5, that's the first one, minus 7 times 6 minus 10 power 2 over 5. That is equal to 5. Now let's solve this. So 7 times 6 minus 10 power 2 over 5, that should give you 4. So basically now we have 7a minus 10, 2 over 5 minus 4 is equal to 5. So which means 7a minus 10 power 2 over 5 equal to 5 plus 4 is 9. Now how can you eliminate this? If you observe, if you, let's do this here. We have 7a minus 10, 2 over 5 equal to 9. So to eliminate this, we have to apply power of 5 over 2 on both sides. So we can eliminate this. So 5 cancel, 2 cancel, right? So we can eliminate this by doing that on both sides. Then you'll have 7a minus 10, and what is this? That will be 9 power 5 over 2. That should be 243. Now 7a is equal to 253. A is equal to 253 divided by 7. 253 divided by 7, that should be 36 and 1 over 7. That is your exact value of a for this integral. And that will be your question number 5. Now let's move on to question number 6. So when ln y is plotted against x squared, a straight line is obtained which passes to the points. This is the first point, this is the other point. Now, part 1, express ln y. We have ln y in the form of p x squared plus q. So we have to find the values of p and q. So you can see p, this one is your gradient, so we can easily find that. You have 2 points, 0.2, 2.4, and you have 0.8 and 0.9. So we have to find gradient. So p is gradient, that will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 0.9 minus 2.4 divided by 0.8 minus 0.2. That should be minus 2.5. So basically the value of p will be minus 2.5. So let's do that. So here we have ln y equal to minus 2.5 x squared plus q. Now to find this value of q, we have to use a point. Let's use this point. Let's use 0.8 and 0.9. Now since we have ln y is against x squared, so that will be x squared and that will be ln y. Replace back in the equation, you will have 0.9 is equal to minus 2.5 times 0.8 plus q. So q will be what value? 0.9 plus 2.5 times 0.8, that should be 2.9. So q is 2.9. So finally we have ln y, he is equal to p is minus 2.5 x squared plus 2.9 for your value of q. That is your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, hence express y in terms of z, where z equal to this. So right now we have ln y is equal to minus 2.5 x squared plus 2.9. So next step, if you want to find y, we have to send ln over here. So when you send ln, that becomes e power 2.5 x squared plus 2.9. Now, when you have plus, it is just equal to, let me break this down for you. It is this minus 2.5 x squared, and plus becomes multiply e 2.9. Now it is given that z is equal to e power x squared. Now if you do this, so if this is negative here, if you bring this down, that becomes positive x power square. Okay, now that multiply e 2.9, so that will be e 2.9 times z power 2.5. That will be your answer for this question. Y in terms of z. So the z will be on the base 2.5, and this is on top for the e 2.9. That will be part 2 of question number 6. Now let's move on to question number 7. So find in ascending powers of x the first 3 terms of this expansion. So pretty easy. First term we have 6 choose 0. The first is 2. Then we have minus x squared over 4. This is 0. This also will be 0. 6 minus 0 is 6. That's your first term. Then second term is 6 choose 1, 2. And then we have minus x squared again over 4. This is 1. That will be 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. That will be 5. And the third term, 6 choose 2. That will be 2 here. Minus x squared over 4. So we have 2. That will be 2. And that will be 4. Now expand. So that will become 2 power 6 will be 64. Plus, what is 6 choose 1? That is 6 times this. That will be 32. And that will be minus x squared over 4. Plus, what is 6 choose 2? 6 choose 2. That will be 15. And that will be 2 power 4 is what? 16. That will be x power 4 over 16 for this expansion. Now these two will cancel out, and this can cancel out as well. So let's simplify. First one will be 64. Then you will have 8, 6 times 8. That will be 48. So minus 48 x squared, and this will become 15 x power 4. So that is your expansion of the first 3 terms of this equation. Now for part 2, hence find the coefficient of x squared in this expansion. So when you expand this, what do you get? You get 2 times, so we have, okay, this is the first one actually. This is given to you in the first part. So we have to expand this one. So expand 1 over x plus x squared. What do you get? You get 1 over x squared times, so plus 2 times 1 over x times x and plus x squared. That is 1 over x squared plus 2 plus x squared. So when you expand this, you get this. Now you have to expand this 2x 4 power 6 from part 1 times this, which is 1 over x squared plus 2 plus x squared. Now, if you want to expand this, you have to look at term by term. So the first will be 1 over x 6 times this. Okay, and then you will have plus 2 times this. And finally, plus x squared times this. Now next step is, as we have seen from part 1, expansion of this 3 is the same as this, right? So we have to only care about the x squared, the term in x squared. So first is this one. By what can I multiply this to get a term in x squared? So if you observe, here what I can do is I can, so this is 2. See, this is 2 and put 6, so this is not good. This is 2. So by what can I multiply this to get something in x squared? So if you choose, you will choose this one, right? So you have to choose this one. That will be 1 over x squared multiplied by 15 x power 4. So you have a term in x squared. That will be 15x squared. Now for this one, we have a constant here. By what can I multiply this constant to get a term in x squared? That will be this one. That will be equal to 2 times minus 48 x squared. That will be, so 48 times 2, that will be 96. So minus 96 x squared. Now for this one, we have a term in x squared. We have to multiply by this one, a constant, so we can keep a term in x squared. You will have x squared times 64. That will be 64x squared. Now we have to simplify this. So we have to add. So 15 add minus 96 plus 64, that should be minus 17x squared. So in this case, the coefficient of x squared is equal to minus 17 as your answer for part 2. That is your question number 7. Question number 8, it is given to you that y is equal to this expression. Now, show that dy by dx is equal to this, where a and b are integers to be found. So pretty easy. The first thing you see is that these two are products, so we have to use the product rule, right? So dy by dx is equal to, so first we leave this one alone, we'll write this down here, 3x minus 1, 5 over 3, okay? Then we have to multiply by the differentiation of this one, that will be just 1. Then we plus, then we leave this one alone, x minus 4, times the differentiation of this one, that will be 5 over 3 times 3x minus 1, that will be minus 1, that will become 2 over 3, times 3 for this differentiation. Now we have to simplify. So 3 cancel out, and then yeah, that's it. So here we have 3x minus 1, 5 over 3 plus x minus 4 times 5 times 3x minus 1, 2 over 3. Now if you observe, we have to factorize this one outside. 3x minus 1, 2 power 3. So let's take this one outside, and let's take this one from this one. So if you take this one outside, you will have 3x minus 1, 2 over 3. Now when you take out this from this, you have to minus the power of 5 over 3 minus this, you will have 5 over 3. Let's try. So 5 over 3 minus 2 over 3, that should be 1. So basically you will have 3x minus 1 power 1, and then this one remaining will be plus 5x minus 4 on the inside. Now let's simplify. You will have 3x minus 1, 2 power 3 times 3x minus 1 plus 5x minus 20. Now simplify again. 3x minus 1, 2 over 3 times this plus this will be 8x and minus 21. Okay, so this will be the complete factorization. As you can see, this is the same, and this is your value of a, b. So a is 8 and b is minus 21. This is shown as required. Okay, that is just part 1. Now part b. Hence, so we have to use your answer in part 1. In terms of h, find in terms of h, where h is small, the approximate change in the value of y when x increases from 3 to 3 plus h. So pretty easy. Approximate change in the value of y is equal to dy by dx when x is equal to 3 times the value of h. So let's find this. What is dy by dx when x is equal to 3? So dy by dx when x is equal to 3 will be 3 times 3 minus 1, 2 over 3. Then we have 8 times 3 minus 21. That is 9 minus 1 power 2 over 3. That is 4 times 3. That is 12. So basically, the approximate change in y will be 12h. And this is your answer for part 2 of question number 8. Move on to question number 9. Now we have a 6-digit number is to be formed using these numbers. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to form a 6-digit number from 6 digits. Each of these digits may be used only once. Find how many different digits numbers we can form if there's no restriction. It can be. So pretty easy. It will just be, for example, the easiest way to do this is to write, it will be 6 permutation 6 as your answer, because we have 6 numbers. We have to form a 6-digit number. That's why we use 6p6. So 6p6 now will be 720. So your other answer can be, if you don't know how to use this, you can always say, okay, I want to form a 6-digit number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Now for the first spot, I can choose any number. Let's say I choose 1. So for the first spot, I have all this choice. Then we have 6 choice. Let's say I choose 1. Now for these numbers I have, so for this space I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choice. So 5. Let's say I choose 3. For this space I have 1, 2, 3, 4 choice. Let's say I choose 5. For this space I have 1, 2, 3 choice. Let's say I choose 3 choice. Let's say I choose 6. And this one, let's say for this part I have only 2 choice. Let's say I choose 8. And for the last one I have only 1 choice. Sorry, 8, that will be 2. I will choose 9. So your answer will be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6 factorial. So 6 factorial is 720. Now for part 2, now the number form is even. Now for it to be even, let's say we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the numbers are 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Now for it to be even, it has to end with 6 or 8, right? 2 choices. So we only have 2 options for it to end with. Let's say I choose 6. Now for the rest, it can be anything. So let's say for this one I have how many choices? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 choice. Let's say I choose 1. For this one I will have 4 choice, 3 choice, 2 choice, and 1 choice. The answer will be like this. So 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times 2. That should be 240 for your answer for part B. Now for part 3, the number form is even and bigger than 300,000. So now in this case we have to do case by case. I have the numbers 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Now for it to be even, it has to end with 6 or 8. Now for it to be bigger than 300,000, it has to begin with this, 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 or this. So we have 5 choices for it to begin with. But you can see this one, it has 2 things in the same, we have 2 conditions in the same numbers, right? So we have to use one by one. Let's say, first option, let's say I begin with 3. Begin with 3. So here we have 1 spot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3, we have only 1 3, that is only one option, right? Now for it to be even, if we begin with 3, we have 2 choices to be even. So let's choose 6, 2 options. Now for the rest, it will be just 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be just 4 factorial. So just to explain, 4 factorial is just 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, okay? That's what I mean. So 1 times 4 factorial times 2. That should be 48. So that's when when you begin with a odd number, your thing will be 48. Now what happens if you begin with a even number? So 2 begin with 6. So here we have only one choice, so we have only 1 6, and the rest is, if you begin with 6, if you take 6 already, you have only one option with ending, which is 8, so only one option, and the rest will be this. Okay, so that will be 4 factorial. That is 24. Okay, so now we have to definitely count. So begin with 3, begin with odd. We have 1, 2, 3 odd numbers. We have to times 3. And we have 2 even, we have to times 2. So 48 times 3 is 144. And 24 times 2 is 48. So if you add them both, you will have your total numbers formed. That will be 192. And that is your answer for part 3. Now for part B, we have Ruby wants to have a party for her friends. She can only invite 8 of her 15 friends. Part 1, find the number of different ways she can choose her friends from the party if there's no restrictions. So pretty easy. From the 15 friends, you choose 8 friends. That is pretty straightforward. Choose 8, that will be 6, 4, 3, 5. So 6, 4, 3, 5 will be your answer. Now we have a condition. 2 of her friends are twins who cannot be separated. Part 2, find the number of different ways she can now choose her friends for the party. Now, we have 2 cases. Case 1, we invite twins. So we invite them. So basically, let's say we have twins, we just invite them and we forget about them. Now, there are 2 people we have to invite. So in total, we have to invite 8 people. So 8 minus 2, we have to invite 6 more. So that will be, from the remaining 13 people, we have to invite 6 people. 13 choose 6. That will be 1, 7, 1, 6. That is case number 1. Now case number 2, we don't invite the twins. Don't invite twins. So basically, if you see this, your friend is 15 people, we have twins, and we have 13 remaining. So for this case, we just don't invite them, and from the 13 remaining, we have to invite 8 friends. That will be 13 choose 8. That will be 1, 2, 8, 7. Now the number of ways will be, you have to add these 2 plus 1, 7, 1, 6. That should give you 3, 0, 0, 3. And that is your answer for part B. And this is question number 9. Let's move on to question number 10. Given that A is this, B is this, AB is this, find the values of A and B. So let's first do AB. So A multiplied by B. So 4A minus 1B times 2 minus 5, 3, 4. That will be rows by column. So 4 times 2 plus minus 1 times minus 5. That will be 13. And then this one will be, okay, this is given to us already, that is 8. So we have to find these 2. So A times 2 will be 2A, plus B times minus 5 will be minus 5B. And then this one will become 3A plus 4B. This is equal to 13, 8, 18, and 4. So we have to equate the corresponding values. So this is equal to this, and this is equal to this. So first one will be 2A minus 5B is equal to minus 18. Then this one is 3A plus 4B is equal to 4. So let's make A the subject of formula. So A will be, so 2A is 18 plus 5B. A will be 18 plus 5B over 2. Now replace this value of A in this value of A. So 3 times 18 plus 5B over 2 plus 4B equal to 4. Now multiply by 2 everywhere, you will have 3. 18 plus 5B multiplied by 2, that will be 8B plus 8. Expand, you will have, what is 3 times 18? That will be 54. So 54 plus 15B plus 8B equal to 8. Now let's combine these two. 15 plus this, that should give you 23 equal to 8 minus 54. That should be minus 46. So B, that will be minus 2, and A will be 18 plus 5 minus 2 over 2. That will be 18 minus 10 over 2. That will be 8 over 2. That will be 4. So values of A is 4 and B is minus 2. That is your question 10, part A. Now let's move on to part B. It is given that X is given with this 2 by 2 matrix. Y is this 2 by 2 matrix as well. So first we have to find X inverse. So first we have to find the determinant of X. So first thing, cross multiply, you have 1 times 3 minus 4 times minus 5. That will be 3 minus 20. That will be minus 17. Now what is the adjoint matrix of X? That will be, we have to switch position. That become 1, that become 3, and switch signs, that become plus 4 and plus 5. So from this we have X inverse is 1 over minus 17, become minus 1 over 17, times this 5 and 3. This is X inverse. Now I find the value of Z using this equation. So here we have X times Z equal to Y. So we have to eliminate this Y, we have to multiply by X inverse on both sides. So this becomes I times Z is just Z, and this is X inverse times Y. So X inverse is minus 1 over 17. That will be 1, 4, 5, 3 times Y. Y has been given to you, minus 1, 4, 2, 0. Now let's simplify. Let's see what do we get. So rows by column. So first one we have is 1 times minus 1 plus 5 times 4. That should be 19. Then we have 1 times 2. That will be 2. And then now we have to use this row by this column. 4 times minus 1 plus 3 times 4. That will be 8. And then 4 times 2 plus 0. That will be 8. So this is your matrix of Z. And that is your question number 10. Now let's move on to question number 11. So first I will need to check where is it shaded, because I'm not too sure where is the region that is shaded in this part. But first let me just do a few questions. So here we have a circle center O of radius 10. As you can see, the radius is 10. Now what I can do now, I can also join, let's see what is the question. So I can also join this point to B. This is also my radius, this is also 10. Okay. Now what else? It says, so AB is parallel to DC. So these two are in the same direction. Okay. The length of the minor arc AB is 14.8. So this is 14.8. Now the area of the minor sector is 21.8. ODC. OD. So sector ODC. So let's join this. Wait, so we don't need to. So of the minor sector ODC is 21.8. So for now we don't need that. So let's first use this one. So first we have to write down in radians the angle AOB. So pretty easy. Angle AOB we have to find. We can use this length. As you guys must know by now, arc AB is given by r theta, which is radius, times the angle is given by 14.8. So theta is 1.48 radians, which means angle AOB is equal to 1.48. Now for this one, find the angle in radians of angle DOC. So DOC will be this one. So we have to join this. So we can have a look where is the minor sector. It says the area of the minor sector ODC is 21. So this area here is 21.8. So how do you find area of sector? So we use our formula. Area of sector is half r square theta. Half r square is 10 square, theta we don't know, is equal to 21.8. So if you divide, so 10 squared is 100, divided by 2 will be 50, theta is 21.8, theta will be 21.8 divided by 50. That will be 0.436. That is your radians for angle DOC. Now for the next question, it says find the perimeter of the shaded region. So since my drawing is not the best, I don't see where it is shaded. Let me just check. I'll be right back to complete this question. Okay, so basically according to the drawing, this is your shaded region. So this region has been shaded. So let me just shade this as well. So you have to find the perimeter of this region. So what is perimeter? Is the distance around this region. So we know this length, we have to find this length. So this one's pretty easy. So we know the angle is 0.436. So DC, arc of DC will be 10 times the angle 0.436. That is 4.36 for this DC. Now next thing is we have to find this length and this length. So this one is pretty easy as well if you observe. So how can you find this? We know that this is 10, this is 10, and this is also 10, right? Now these two, let's say these two are the same, these two are the same. So from observation, if these two are the same and these length are also the same, it means these two angle has to be the same, right? So what is the remaining size of the angle? So we have 2 pi as 360 minus this one minus 1.48 from part 1 minus 0.436 from this one. That will be this value divided by 2 for each of them. That should be 2.18. So this should be 2.18 and 2.18. Okay, now to find this length BC, we have to use the cosine rule. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do cos of the angle 2.18 is equal to this side, so 10 square plus 10 square minus BC square divided by 2 times 10 times 10. Now simplify. So we have radians as your mode. So cos of angle times 2 times 10 times 10. That should give you minus 115.03 equal to 200 minus BC square. So BC square is equal to 200 plus this value. That will be 315.03. So BC is equal to square root of that. That should be 17.7. So BC is 17.7, which means this one is also AD 17.7. So the perimeter around it will be pretty easy. This length plus this, this, and this. So first begin with 14.8 plus 2 times this value, answer, and plus this 4.36. That should be 56.7 for your perimeter. So part 1 is perimeter is equal to 54.7 centimeters. Of course, you have to show all your work on this page for your full mark because all this has to be shown on this page. Okay, now for part 4, find the area of that region. So how do you find the area? So let's have a look. Here we have area of sector has been given to you already. This is 21.8. How about this one? How do you find this area? Same way using the formula. So half of r square is 10 square times the angle, which is from part 1, 1.48. That should be, so half times 10 square times 1.48, that should be 74. So area of this is 74, area of this is 21.8. How about these two? These are the same. Area of a triangle can be found by using your formula, which is half of sine the angle, which is 2.18, times 10 times 10 for the angle. for the two sides, sorry. So half sine of 2.18 times 10 times 10. Make sure your mode is in radians for the angle. It should get you 41 for the area of one of the triangle. Now, to find the total area, we have to add this, add this, add this, add this. These two are the same. That will be 41 times 2 plus this area is 74. So plus 74 and plus this one, which is 21.8. That should be 177.8. So area will be 177.8. Correct to 3SF, 178 centimeters square. But of course, you have to show all your workings for this side and this side on this page. So this one was question number 11. Now let's move on to question number 12. So the line y equal to 2x plus 1 intersect the curve xy equal to 14 minus 2y at the points P and Q. The midpoint of P and Q is M. So first let's find P and Q. So here you have y and here you have y. We can replace. So x, y will be 2x plus 1 equal to 14 minus 2y again. That will be 2x plus 1. Now let's expand. You will have 2x squared plus x equal to 14 minus 4x minus 2. Now let's bring everything to one side. You will have 2x squared. So you have plus x plus 4x minus 14 plus 2 equal to 0. So you have 2x squared. That will be plus 5x minus 12 equal to 0. Now let's factorize to see what is the values of x for each of them. So 2x squared is 2x times x. Now this is 12. What are the factors of 12? 12 is 2 times 6 and 3 times 4. Also 1 times 12. So we have to choose a pair to put this place. So how can we get plus 5? Let's see what can we do. If you were to choose 4 here and 3 here, so 2 times plus 4 is 8, minus 3 should be plus 5. So x is 3 over 2 and x is minus 4. Now let's find the value of y. Y, going back to your equation, is 2x plus 1. So 2 times x plus 1, that will be 4. Y will be 2 times minus 4 plus 1, that will be minus 7. So the first point is P. P is this point. So P is minus 4, minus 7. And Q is 3 over 2 and 4. Now we have to find the point M, right? Point M. So point M is given to you by the midpoint, which is x1 plus x2. So let's do that. Minus 4 plus 3 over 2 divided by 2. That should be minus 1 over 4 for your x value. And for your y is minus 7 plus 4 divided by 2. That should be minus 1.5 for your y value of the midpoint. Now we have to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. It means that if you had a line PQ, this is P, this is Q, it will go exactly in the middle at 90 degrees. So we know this point is this point, the midpoint, which is minus 1.125, and then, sorry, it's not 1.25, sorry, minus 1 over 1 over 4 is just minus 1.25, not this one. This is this, and this is minus 1.5. Okay, that is your midpoint, and we have to find the gradient of this line to find the equation. So to find the gradient of this line, we have to first find the gradient of PQ. So let's do that. Gradient of PQ, pretty easy. So y2 minus y1, so 4 minus 7 divided by x2, 3 over 2 minus 4. Let's see what we get. So 4 minus 7 is 11 divided by 3 over 2 minus 4. That should be 2. So gradient of MP is 2, which means the gradient of the perpendicular bisector should be minus 1 over 2. So since we have the gradient and we have the point, we can find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So first, equation of perpendicular bisector will be, so we have to use this point, so y minus 1.5 over x minus 1.25 equal to minus 1 over 2. So we have to cross multiply. You will have 2y, that is plus 3 equal to minus x minus, this is minus 1 times 1.25. So 2y is equal to minus x, so we have to send this over here, become minus 4.25. Now the question is, we have to show that this point lies on this line. So pretty easy. The point is minus 10, 23 over 8. This is your x and this is your y. So if you replace this x value here, you have to show y equal to this. So let's do that. X is equal to minus 10. What is your y value? So you have 2y is equal to minus 10 will be 10 minus 4.25. 10 minus 4.25, that is 5.75, and y will be 5.75 divided by 2. That should be 2.875. Now in terms of fraction, that will be 7 over 8. If you want to expand this, so 2 times 8, so 2 times 8 plus 7, that should be 23. So 23 over 8. This is shown as required. So okay, that is your question for part 1. That is a 9-month question, so it's pretty long, but you should show that eventually you have this answer. That will be part 1. Now for part 2, the line PQ intersects the y-axis at the point R, and the perpendicular bisector intersect the y-axis at the point S. Find the area of triangle RSM. Okay, so what is the equation of PQ? We know the gradient of PQ is equal to 2. What is the point P? We have seen that the point P is minus 4, minus 7. So we can find the equation, that is y minus 7 is plus 7 over x plus 4 is equal to 2 over 1. Cross multiply, you will have y plus 7 equal to 2x plus 8. So y is equal to 2x plus 1. That is the line PQ. Now it says the line PQ intersects the y-axis at the point R. So you say at the y-axis, we know that the value of x is equal to 0. So y is equal to 1. So r is equal to 0, 1. Okay. Now next thing is the perpendicular bisector of PQ. We have seen this in part 1. This is your equation for the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So we have 2y equal to minus x minus 4.25. Again at the y-axis for the point S. So at y-axis, we know that the value of x is 0, which means the value of y will be minus 4.25 divided by 2. Minus 4.25 divided by 2, that should be, so minus 2.125. Okay, so that is your point S. S is a point 0 minus 2.125. Now what is M? What is your point M? Let's look. It says M is just the midpoint of PQ, which we have found in right here. This is your point M, right? So now we have the point M given by minus 1.25 and then minus 1.5. So we have to find the area of this triangle. So we have all the 3 points. We have to find the area of R, S, M. So pretty easy. We can just use a formula. So area is equal to half of modulus. R is the 0.0101, S is 0, and then minus 2.125, M is minus 1.25 times this, and when you begin with this point, you have to end with the same point. Now we have to find this in this direction first. So 0 times this is 0, 0 times this is 0, so this is minus 1.25. Now we have to minus, so this is 0, what is this times this? So minus 2.125, so we have to multiply in this direction now. So these two will be 0. How about this one? Minus 2.125 times minus 1.25. That should be 2.65625. Okay, that's a long number. Now we have to find this. My pen is done. So we have to find. So what is this equation? So minus 1.25 minus the answer, that should be half of minus 3.90625. Now modulus cannot be negative, so divide by 2, that should be 1.95 units square for the area of this triangle. Okay, so that was question number 12, and that was the last question. I hope that was somewhat helpful, and if you guys have any other questions, leave a comment down below. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.